Dick's been struggling with seeing the dead ever since Galloo opened his box of trauma in episode 5. Even while fighting the flames, he can't escape the dead, coming across a dead Union soldier. He told Leroy 2 interesting things about them. They almost always go back to where they died, and they know things those who are alive should never know. This is where Seski comes into play, the tribal warrior who died at the hands of Galloo in episode 4. Although he sees her during the fire, it's not until after that she leads him to the burial site where she was buried alongside one of these pillars. The pillars are made from celestial fragments that once held Galloo in its journey across space. Up until this point, it seemed as though General Shaw wanted these pillars in order to trap Galloo and weaponize him against the Russians. After all, when he first met Leroy, he stressed how important it was to defeat the Russians as they were starting to arm Cuba. But Shaw doesn't intend on using these pillars at all. He wants them destroyed to unleash Galloo on America. Leroy was never told this. In fact, he was lied to, told that the pillar was to be studied, not destroyed. General Shaw believes that the real threat to America doesn't come from abroad, but from within. The amount of political upheaval from women's rights, race rights, and various protesters has the nation on the brink of civil war. Thus, something drastic has to be done. The greatest way to get people in line is through fear. Shaw even says that a little collateral damage, such as missing kids and murder, is acceptable for the overall long-term stability of the nation. Leroy threatens to contact the Department of Defense, suggesting Shaw has gone rogue, but he's taken at gunpoint and ordered back to his quarters where he's not allowed to leave the base. As the pillar is melted, we see Pennywise awaken from his slumber. He can probably sense that this has happened, prompting him to return to Derry in next week's finale. It's important to note that Dick was going to leave this fire by himself. He remembered that the broken icebox weakened the floorboards by the fridge and uses this to escape. He's always been the type of guy to put himself before others, but in an act of selflessness, he calls out to the ghost of Seski. Notice how her eyes start off in that milky haze. Russo had the same thing after venturing out from the sewers. Did Dick calling out to her snap her out of it? And if so, could he do the same for Will? Talking to the dead is something Dick did not want to do. He told Leroy it's best just to leave the dead alone because once you start talking, their voices get inside your head. We'll see this in the aftermath of the massacre as his dead, burned army buddies hound him. You can hear them make out the words, "You gotta make it right." It's possible the dead want his help in getting justice. Maybe it's the only way he can get them out of his head. Thanks for watching, make sure to leave a like, and if you want the full video, check out the Think Story YouTube channel.
You're goddamn right.